gentlemen. Hello, it's nice to be back. Here is the news for Wednesday, the 17th of April. First, starting off with our results roundup. It's been a relatively quiet week. We had our academy competition last Sunday, so nothing too much to report on the athletic front. We did have a couple of new officials coming out, and we had our team of officials doing their thing there, so that was really good. A thank you also to Holly and Roy for organising all the academy things, and Alice Platt, Karen Desborough for looking after the volunteers there. So very successful first academy competition of the year. We've got a little bit of marathon news. So we had Manchester Marathon on the Sunday. Jason Mears ran a 17-minute PB with a 3:09. So that was a great result there. In the Boston Marathon, we had 3 runners. We had Trang Nguyen, she ran 3:17. Greg Firth, 3:18. And Francois Berrier was running, but I haven't had a result from Francois. I don't know if anyone's heard from Francois. So anyway, 3 out in Boston. But then we had the Reading Half Marathon with Carol Coulon finishing 6th lady overall, and she ran a PB 1:20.02, which I believe is a club record, her own club record. She's bettered by about 40 seconds. So very well done to Carol, and So that concludes our results roundup for the week, which is quite nice. Parkrun podiums and parkrun news. So this week we had 67 parkrunners out on Saturday in 24 different locations. And the furthest club member from the clubhouse was Gareth Griffin this week, up at Crathis Castle up in Aberdeenshire, which is where we moved down from. So that feels very close to home. So was Gareth your son, Gareth? Yeah. Because when I first thought, I thought, oh, it must be Dick, but it wasn't. It was Gareth. I thought, oh, and you were elsewhere. You weren't together.
Mull Valley.
Yes. So anyway, so Gareth was the furthest from the clubhouse.
That's great news, but he's not a member anymore.
Is he not? Hang on.
So I can send him an invoice.
Send him an invoice, yes. We'll retrospectively allow him that, yeah. Same as Sally last week. Sally last week was the furthest over in Zielony Yar in Poland. She's not paid up either. So after all that. So anyway, so last week's furthest was actually Mick Keane in Silkworth, I think it was. So that was a correction. Silksworth in Sunderland. So anyway, moving on to our podium finishers. Now we had a very busy Bromley parkrun, especially with our juniors, and we had young Jed Starvis was taking a kind of impromptu sub 17-minute group, trying to get a lot of the young lads under 17 minutes. So it was well done to Jed for doing that. But we had Zacchaeus Kelman was our first young finisher, who ran a PB of 16:43. Oh, it's on a different sheet. So great PB for Zacchaeus there, and he was our first young junior. Then we had Ben O'Grady was the 3rd junior at Bromley. We also had James Bunn was 2nd young junior, and Jake Martin 3rd young junior. So when I say young junior, they have 11 to 14s as a young junior, then there's 15 to 17s as the junior category. So James and Jake both ran very low 17-minute race runs there, so good PBs for them. In the ladies at Bromley, we had Megan Slattery was the first female junior, and Sophie Tran was the first female young junior. So it was a very good outing for our youngsters in Bromley. Moving on, though, we had Lydia Marston was first female junior at Crystal Palace Parkrun. Graham Luger was first overall at East Grinstead. Jessica Keane was first female at Tooting Common. Luca Maloney Pedro, one of our juniors, was 3rd male overall and first junior at the Clonmel Parkrun over in County Tipperary in Ireland. Then we had Beth Regan, first junior at Severn Bridge, and Kelsey Fuss was 3rd female at Sharpham Road, playing fields up near Cheddar. So those were our park runners, and that kind of concludes our results for the week. But coming up, we have on Saturday the 20th, it's the first round of the lower age groups YDL. So they're over at Woodford Green. And we've got, in that competition, we've got Tunbridge, we've got Reading and Havering, but new clubs, Woodford Green and Essex Ladies, along with Winchester and District. So we'll see how they fare this new season, but we wish them well. Also on the 20th of April, this Saturday, it's the mini marathon. And we've got 6 Bromley teams running, all of which are made up from our club. So it's not a club event, but it's essentially a club event. Bear with me 1 second. Wait, it's gone to a different page. Okay, so last year at the mini marathon, we had Bromley did really successfully in the Borough Challenge. Our under-13s were both teams were 5th. Highest place female was Aoife McDonough in 4th, and James Shaw in 12th. In the under-15s, our boys finished 3rd team, and we had Joe Skeins 3rd, Jed Starvis 5th, and Joseph Hill 6th. So they did really well in the under-15s. Under-15 girls, they finished first equal team, and Luciana Smith was our highest finishing female in 7th in the under-15s. And then in the under-17s, we had our senior women, the under-17 women came first, with Libby White finishing 3rd, so our highest female finisher there. And the boys, the under-17 boys, they were 2nd overall, 2nd team, with the highest finisher was Arthur Starvis. So they did really well last year, so we're looking forward to some really good racing this year. I think there's special interest in the under-15 boys, because Joe Skeins and Joseph Hill are still in that age category. Last year's winner in that race was Evan Grime, who's been battling with Joe over the cross country, so it'll be really interesting to see how they go on the road on a slightly shorter distance. And Eliza Nicholson, who's running for us this year, she won the Borough Challenge last year in under-17 women, running for Wandsworth. But she goes again in the same age category without Innes Fitzgerald this time around, so it'll be really interesting to see how she gets on this year. So that's our mini marathoners. And then, of course, on the Sunday, it's the big marathon. So we've got 20 club members running in the marathon this year. We've got 3 or 4 first-timers. We've got our ballot winners, Harry and Tom Desborough going out for the first time, and Jess Keane running for the first time this year. And then we've got another 17 other old-timers, so to speak.
Including yourself then.
Yeah, I know. So just to note on that, next Wednesday will be our marathon supper, and I've just been told anyone that wants to go to the marathon supper next Wednesday, if they can let the bar know by or book in by tomorrow evening. So tomorrow evening is your deadline, so make sure you get your names on the list for that. It's a cheeseburger meal for the marathon as a celebration of the marathon. What more would you want? So that's the week. That's what's coming up. It's the bonus ball time. So if you're happy for me to do that, will I reveal last week's winner? And I'm pleased he's here tonight. Is our Mr. Finance, Mr. Dave Appleton. Again, I believe. Again. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And so any other business? Is there anything? Ted Pepper, Steve, you still on the lookout for?
Well, we're on the lookout for runners, actually. I've got enough marshals. I'll be sending out details to all those who are marshalling, so thank you for volunteering. But yeah, if you're not marshalling, we want to see you running.
Okay.
I was asked this morning, your advert's a bit confusing because there's 2 bank holidays in May.
Oh yes, right.
A lot of the runners who were up this morning were asking which Monday it's on, so
Okay.
for future reference, that's why a lot of Zero Who's haven't entered, because they weren't sure which Monday it was.
Shall we get a message out to them?
I've put it on Facebook
All right.
tonight.
Okay. All right.
So
Thank you, Dick.
The 6th, yeah. Yep, cool. Anything else? Anybody else with anything? No? Okay. We're done.